much. I mean, this is the kind of movie that I go into that probably gets a better rating for me than it normally would, because I go in going like, man, Nicolas Cage, Bruckheimer, Turteltaub, this is going to be a piece of shit. I don't even want to see it. And I was like, you know what? It's actually kind of charming in its own way. For kids, I can see, like, it's got a great movement to it. Nicolas Cage is actually pretty good. Alfred Molina is great.
Has some really terrific action sequences.
Yeah, it does. And I like the way they handle magic. It's different from Harry Potter. They managed to do that. But every time I would start to like it, fucking Jay Baruchel. I mean, I just thought he was horrible. I couldn't stand the way he acted. I couldn't stand his voice. He had what was supposed to be humor, his nerd humor of being awkward, but it was just the same thing over and over again.
Well, we're beginning to see him. He's becoming in that actor in the vein of Michael Cera, where he's playing the same guy over and over again. It's enough that if it was him, it would be okay, but it's a character that he's continuously playing.
You're right.
It's a character. It's a third generation. You bring up Michael Cera. It's a third generation of other characters. I mean, and he's got this Jerry Lewis voice, and that's the thing. Like, he spends some time just going.
And that's where his downfall is. It's his voice.
2 weeks ago, I was just a normal college kid, and then you showed up.
I mean, this guy, honestly, he works better as a cartoon character.
Yes, I thought that too.
He should be working in nothing but Pixar films.
Awesome.
He should be a character actor, not a lead actor, because he has that stumbling block. I actually don't think he's a bad actor, but he can't get past that quality of the way his voice sounds.
He's
just
Napoleon
unconvincing.
Dynamite.
And you watch him, and like everybody wants to see the nerd get the girl in these movies, but he's so nerdy that when he does, you cringe. You're like, oh, don't touch him.
Because they keep pairing him up with girls, and you like, I don't care if you got magic or not, you ain't getting a girl that fine.
No, there's that movie he was in before this. She's out of your league, and she totally was. I'm sorry. He should have. Sweet moral and all that, but no, he should have backed away from that. Said, "There's no way."
She should have been hard.
Well, that chick was made out of magic because she was like a combination of like what is it? Kristen Stewart and Amber Heard.
Amber Heard.
Yeah, I mean, where I was like, each time I saw her in different shots, I was like, hey, it's Amber Heard's in this. Oh, no. Oh, Kristen Stewart. Oh, no.
Well, the actress in this is, her name's Teresa Palmer, and you can tell these movies are written by nerds and guys who did not get the girl in high school. They're like, well, I can make it happen in a movie, and it's like,
and guys who obviously haven't read any Harry Potter.
And you're right. When Nicolas Cage starts showing up and helping out Jay Baruchel, grooming him to be the next great wizard, I never bought it because he never seems confident enough to pull that role. Even when he starts to become his own and into his own with his magic and everything, I'm still waiting to come out and like, I'll save you with the highs and the highs and the highs and the highs.
You know what? He's Jerry Lewis in this throughout this whole movie, really. But despite all that, though, I have to admit, I actually had fun watching this movie.
Yeah, same
and I think Nicolas Cage really saved it a lot of times.
Which you almost never say.
You're right. And I was really blown away. I was like, wow, he's actually playing a character, and it's a character that I actually like. My only one complaint, though, is with that lead guy is he's not a fucking mouse. What the hell's going on, man? What is going on in this movie world where the Sorcerer's Apprentice supposed to be a fucking mouse, right?
Yes.
Am I right or am I wrong?
Man, thank you. You joking, but I'm there with you.
He did have big ears.
I do, yeah.
and I'm sure he has a mouse in his hand most of the time.
If you cross Jerry Lewis with a mouse, you get this character moving. No, you're joking, but I totally agree with you. Look, I'm a little biased here because Fantasia, one of my favorite movies of all time.
I agree.
My favorite segment in there is The Sorcerer's Apprentice. I don't mind Disney cannibalizing its own properties to regenerate them to make money. All right, that's fine. But here, I thought they did it in one of the most lazy ways possible, and they try to do some homage in here, which I thought was just. I thought it was terrible.
It was beyond terrible.
They took a tiny thing and expanded it to a whole movie, which is what Disney does now. That's their entire thing. We don't mind out of properties we own, so we're going to take things like a single ride and turn it into a whole movie.
Yeah, the whole scene where the mops are going crazy, and in the animated Sorcerer's Apprentice, they try to do a scene like that in here. Again, don't mind if they want to tip their hat to that, but it's
they crowbarred it in. They really did. They crowbarred it in.
And like you co-host, I was actually, despite myself, enjoying this movie and thinking like, what a fun movie for a family to go see, kids, adults, you can ride along with it. They get to that scene, and it just dropped all the way down. And it never fully recovered for me after that.
The only way it would have worked for me is one of them damn mops pick Jay Baruchel up and start dipping his ass in water.
Wait a minute, boys, how
died.
Well, did you notice towards the end of that scene, one of the mobs was like trying to rape him?
Yeah.
Trying to do him up the butt.
that was weird.
That was the only part that I did like. I was like, okay, that I believe.
It's like all those other mobs held him hostage, or held him down while one mob bent over and took a running start right into his ass with that stick.
Yeah, the mobs were like, hey, look, it's the sorcerer's bitch. Let's like have our fun with it. Come on.
But you know what, man? I'm complaining about a lot in this movie, and I'm not a fan of it really. But I'm with you. There's some things I enjoyed. There's a really cool scene with a Chinese dragon that turns into like this big real dragon, and I thought that was some fun. I mean, it was fun. Yeah, I'm not against special effects. I'm shallow,
it's not perfect CG, but it does what it needs to do for the scene, and it's entertaining.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that you see the guys inside the dragon operating it as it's turning into a real dragon.
Like, hey, wait a
Going,
minute.
what the fuck?
Where did this meat come from?
Their expressions, like after that scene, just had me cracking them because they look like real guys who were just thrown in the scene like, oh God, what the fuck?
I know the way it has magic going on in our current world is great. The way they figured all that out. I mean, it's not that the effects are groundbreaking. It's just clever the way it works. What doesn't work and constantly takes you out of the film is the way these characters relate to each other. I mean, the lead character, Jay Baruchel.
Baruchel.
Yeah, Baruchel.
Baruchel shit.
He does my biggest pet peeve in these type of films. He's constantly going like, but I don't want any part of this.
God.
I don't want to be a powerful magician.
No,
or he'll be like, wow, that was awesome. Wait, no, I don't want to. Seriously, who can identify with that?
I was going to say that. Anyone that's in this room, if somebody came and showed you how to levitate something, wouldn't you be at that guy's door every day saying, show me something else?
I mean, you're selling this movie to people who want to believe in this world, who want to identify with a character like Harry Potter, and you want them to keep identifying with a guy who does nothing but whine about having to fight versus evil to save the world and being the chosen one.
He shows him like,
what is that shit?
He's like, Nicolas Cage is like, hey, look, kid, I'm going to blow this up with my hand. I'm going to teach you how to do that. Isn't that cool? He's like, please don't make me do that.
Oh, man, you just I was the nerd in high school, and I wanted to jump on screen and beat the shit out of him,
man, even
shove his ass into a
Uncle would
locker.
call that guy a pussy.
No.
Well, you know what? And the other thing is, I think I'm in agreement with everybody. The thing I like the most in this, it's two things. Nicolas Cage and Alfred Molina. I mean, you got look, for all our making fun of Nicolas Cage and his hair pieces and whatnot, Nicolas Cage is somebody that we all love. We just want to see him do well and choose a good script because we love him. I do.
I enjoy him. Yeah.
When he's in the right role, he's just wonderful.
When he's actually in something good, no, he really shines. I mean, he can pull it out. I think as long as the material is strong. Yeah, he was probably my second favorite part of this film, just because honestly, with the lead guy. You were honest. For me, I was rooting for the villains because I was just like, will somebody like do something to this guy to really make him take this whole idea seriously?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
What he needed was like a wizard Denzel Washington from Training Day.
Yeah, right.
Riding around with. How would that go? I really want to hear the scene. I want to hear.
You did it now, Leon.
Oh, why'd I do that?
Well, he'd be like bitching about King Kong. He's like, oh yeah, we can actually test it and see if he has anything on you or not.
Like he actually, like when like Jay Brucia is actually
Latin. You better learn that shit.
Brush up on that shit. We got Sorcerer here ready to do some evil things. Like Jay Brucia is actually shooting magic from his hands and doesn't know it. He's like, what did you do to me? Witchcraft. Yeah, sorcery. That's what you did.
Houdini ain't got shit on me. I said it, all right?
Smoke this. It's hair of the banshee.
But you know what, man? The way they explain the magic in the movie, I think, is cool because they explain it by combining science. They say, look, it's not just manipulating things out of nowhere. It's like you think about how the particles operate with the ether and all that. It's like
magic is having an effect on science and the way the world works, and that was cool.
You've heard how people use only 10% of their brains. Sorcerers can manipulate matter because they're born with the capability to use the entire power of their brains.
So wait, is sorcery science or magic?
Yes and yes. For now, all you need is a basic combat spell, making fire. What causes molecules to heat up?
They vibrate?
Everything we see is in a constant state of vibration, thus the illusion of solidity. But how do we take that which appears solid and have it burst into flames? We will the vibrations to go faster. Step 1, clear your mind. Step 2, see the molecules. Step 3, make them shake. Got it?
No, I definitely don't got it.
It was like, you never see that. You never see that take on things.
Give us some magic cough drops.